You guys, I got my fall 2025 FabFitFun. Can't wait to open it up, show you guys what I got, what category. So if you are a seasonal, you'll get to see everything firsthand. All right, stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to our channel. My name is Tracy. Bandit's, I don't know, roaming around somewhere, and Chloe's making her dinner. But if you're new, welcome. Thanks so much for checking us out. And if you're returning, thank you so much for being a part of our YouTube family. So I just got home from my sister's house, going in her pool. Love other people's pools. And this was here. So I quick threw on some clothes and wanted to get it open for you. So let's get into it. I have the community forum already open so I can tell you what each category, each item was from. So if you are a seasonal member, you'll get to see these items and decide, do I want that? So let's get into this. Now I have two accounts. So this account, I bundled this up as a home box. So these are a lot of the home items. And I did add on extras, so I will show you in each category what I added on and what the extra cost was. So for category 1, all additional items, if you wanted to add more things, were $18. Here is the inside of the box. Beautiful. And there's your sneak peek. So not everything had home items. So there were things I thought made better sense going into my home box than to my more fashion forward box. So let's get into it. Now, for $18, I added on the Mela Artisans Scallop Edge wood board. This is for charcuterie, and it has little feet on there. Look at that. And it's a beautiful scallop design. It's a good size. And I do have other boards, but none of them are the right size. They're smaller or shaped funny, or they're short here but have a long handle for putting out charcuterie boards. And we love to just like nosh on little snacky foods, at my house at least. So this is handcrafted by skilled artisans using sustainable mango wood. The dimensions are 16 by 10 by 0.75. All right, so it does have a nice thickness to it. So that was an add-on. For category 1 was this Sunday Citizen. This is the Snug Lap Throw in Cherry Liqueur. It is a $68 value. Now this was all stuffed in there, but it is much bigger once you take it out. This is insanely soft. So this is like those, what are they? Chenille? I wish you guys could feel how soft this is. It is so soft. Love the color. This is the color of the year right here. So they did a lot of things in this cherry. This is the fall color of the year. Or so I've heard on the internet. It is machine washable, which is really nice, easy to care for, it says. It's 60 by 48, so it's a great size. You can also put it in the dryer on low, and it is 100% polyester microfiber. Next in this category, I got the Noon and Moon pie dish. Now there were two colors. I'm hiding the color so that you guys can see it when I see it. I know what color I chose, but I want to surprise you guys and show you guys how lovely I think this is. Now, do I make pies? I do not. I don't even really eat a lot of pies. Like, I'll have a slice of apple pie at the holidays and a slice of pecan pie, chocolate pecan pie or something like that. But I'm not a huge pie person. But one of my friends, I think, who was it? It was Arlene or Wendy Jean, but one of my friends said that they weren't a big pie person either, but they thought using it as a casserole dish would be something. And I was like, yes. Did you guys guess? Did you guess I was getting into that cherry? I like the cherry and the pink. The other one was like a tan with, I think, a cherry stripe. Yeah, it was more of like a tan look with a cherry stripe. And I liked this color contrast. So it's a 9-inch in diameter. It is dishwasher and microwave safe and oven safe up to 475 degrees. And it's made of ceramic. So $18, had to add that on. And I mean, honestly, like at Thanksgiving, I would put mashed potatoes in there. And then, you know, after you make the mashed potatoes, you put them in the oven, put a little paprika on it, a little butter on top, and then get it all nice and brown. That would be gorgeous, right? Or sweet potato casserole. All right, let's move on to customization 2. So additional pricing for choice was $17. They had some great makeup items by Ilia. I went back and forth about putting those in my other box. You'll have to see what I decided when I get that box in. And what did I get? I got the New and Moon set of 2 cherry lacquer mugs. I did add on 2 more of these because you're only getting 2. So I added on 2 more to get a total of 6. And these were a $76 value. Now, I don't know what makes this a $76 value. Would I ever pay $76 for 2 coffee mugs? And they're small. They're like 8-ounce mugs. No, I wouldn't. Would not. But $17 to add them in? Heck yeah. All right. Look at how precious these are. And you can see, like, it's definitely, I'm going to bet that they all look a little bit different because it's just going to be these imperfections in the straightness of the lines. And I just thought these were so cute. Yes, they're small. Think hot cup of cider or a little bit of, you know, after dinner coffee where you don't want to have too much because it's getting late. So you want to kind of keep it to a small amount. This is not my morning coffee cup by any means, but this is definitely like hot cider, a little bit like I want something to warm up, a little cocoa or something to warm up in the evening. Just so you guys can get a closer look. These are actually 8.6 ounces, so good for an 8-ounce cup of something. Give you a little extra room, your cream, sugar, whatnot. It is dishwasher and microwave safe. So like I said, I did get 2 more of those. I won't show them, they're exactly the same, but for a total of 6. Okay, customization number 3. I picked the modern picnic lunch bag. Now, there are 2 in here. I think that's a little weird, and I know in category 1, I had picked the other bag, and I'm wondering if that was in my other box. I'm hoping it was in my other box because I don't know why I have 2 of these. And all of my add-ons were outside the box, so I feel like that's just weird. But here is that bag. This is a $40 value, and it is in more of like a dark brown, so it's not exactly, when I looked at the picture, it looked to me like it was one of those cherry colors, and I would say this is more of a brown with a cherry mixed in. But it is lined, and then you have a little snap. There are side pockets to put your drinks in. And then there is this little rope that you can, drawstring. So you can kind of pull it close together. And then there's this pocket up front as well. All right. The dimensions of that are 14.96 by 10 by 1 inch. And it's 100% polyester. You're going to hand wash it. You're just going to wipe it clean. Next in this category, I went back and forth, and I wasn't sure if I should get it or not. I took it out, and then at the final hour, I put it back in. And that is the Citrine Cream and Sugar set in the Talking Tables Pumpkin Salt and Pepper Shaker Bundle. It's a $75 value for the 2. So they are 2 different brands. This is the Citrine Sugar and Creamer set. And here is the creamer. And I like the little ridges on there. That's just a little bit of fuzz from the styrofoam. And I like kind of how it sits like that. And then here is that sugar. And you don't have to put sugar in there, but again, if you're having company over, it is nice to kind of have those out. And then again, like after Thanksgiving, putting cream and sugar, having those little cups out, it's night. You don't want to have too much caffeine. And the salt and pepper shaker. Now, there was a lot of talk about how these look like garlic bulbs. And I didn't see it at first, but then when somebody said it, I could not see it after that. And I thought, you know, they probably have something like this at Dollar Tree. But I was like, you know what? I'm getting the other two things, so why not? So these are the peppers, and they do, once you think they look like garlic, they definitely look like garlic bulbs. But they are supposed to be pumpkins, and I still think they're cute, whether people think that they're garlic bulbs or pumpkins. I do like them. And these are more decorative for me. I mean, I use the grinders, so I would probably actually put more like cinnamon in one to kind of sprinkle over coffee, and I'm not sure what in the other one, maybe a little pumpkin spice to add a little something to the coffee. All right, category 4. I gotta tell you, I was probably more psyched about this than most everything else, only because they were so stinking cute. And I mean, everything I think was cute, but these I was particularly psyched about. So this is by Darling, and it is silicone trivets, set of 3. Now, if you've seen the spoilers, you know how cute these are. Look at these. I'll show you all 3. I love the colors, great fall colors. I mean, this box to me really screamed fall. Colors are great, items are great. I was so impressed. All right, in category 5, I chose the Rare Beauty Find Comfort. This is a hand cream. It's the hydrating hand cream. It's an $18 value, and it contains niacinamide. All right, so here's how it looks. You don't take the cap off, you simply turn it. So you're not going to lose the cap. Put a little on. Feels nice. I like it. Nice smell. It definitely gives me some fall vibes. Here's the other thing though. This, you can use it to kind of just massage your hand. So, you know, if you're at a job and you have to do a lot of typing, or you're doing a lot of yard work or something like that, this is actually also meant to be a hand massager. So you can really kind of get in and get to those muscles. So I was excited about that. It's not really a home item, but it was what I wanted from this category. All right, in category 6, there were 7 categories. You guys, that was just insane. So excited about that. So by Noon and Moon is the pie server, because I've got the pie plate, so I've got to match it up, right? All right, so there is the pie server. Gorgeous, gorgeous handle. This is a $48 value. You could have gotten this in the taupe or the cherry. I chose the cherry, obviously, to go with everything else. And this is 10.4 by 2.6. It is dishwasher safe, but they do recommend hand washing. This is stainless steel. Oh, the handle is ceramic. I thought it was wood. Okay, I'm still happy with it. All right, and in category 7, I don't think there were any home items in this category, so I went with the Rare Beauty Find Comfort Niacinamide Hydrating Body Lotion at $28 value. So it's going to smell like this. They also had a spray for your body and hair, which I already have, so I already knew what the smell was like and knew I was going to like it. So we've got body lotion, the hand lotion, the hair mist. They did have one home item. It was an apron, but I do have a couple of aprons. It was a very nice looking apron, but I didn't need it, and I really wanted this, so that's what I went with. Now I only have two other items in here. One is my subscription for the black toothbrush head replacements, which is $8 for the two. And I think this was new. I hadn't seen it before, but it is tea towels. So it's a set of 3, and I don't know if it's always by Short Stories. This one is, but I saw this and I was like, oh, that's nice. I'll do that. So I thought that was super nice, super luxe looking, and I like this material versus the terry cloth because the terry cloth can tend to leave a little bit of residue behind, whereas this type of material doesn't tend to. So I was excited to try that out, and I like them. I think they came out, they're really nice. All right, so what do you think about my choices? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you get FabFitFun? What was your favorite item that you chose? Or if you didn't, what would you have chosen? What would have been your favorite item to choose? Just out of what I showed you. I don't want to go over all the categories. I do have spoilers where I went over everything. But to go over everything that you could have chosen would just make this a much longer video. So let me know down below though. And please consider hitting that like, subscribe, and notification bell if you haven't already. Totally free to subscribe here. No cost to you, but it helps us grow. We so appreciate any time you spend with us. And hopefully, I'll see you soon.